Good afternoon, children. I've got a new story for you today. Now let's have a look at the picture. Who do you think the characters are in the story? Can you tell you're grown up? The story is called The Tiger Who Came to Tea, and it's by Judith Kerr. She's the person who wrote the book. Let's look at the blurb on the back. The doorbell rings just as Sophie and her mummy are sitting down to tea. Who could it possibly be? What they certainly don't expect to see at the door is a big, furry, stripy tiger. The Tiger Who Came to Tea. The Tiger Who Came to Tea, written and illustrated by Judith Kerr. Now this story is quite old. It was written when I was a little boy. What can you see in the picture? Who can you see in the picture? Once there was a little girl called Sophie, and she was having tea with her mummy in the kitchen. Can you tell you're grown up? What was the girl's name? Shall I read it again? Once there was a little girl called Sophie, and she was having tea with her mummy in the kitchen. That's right, she was called Sophie. Suddenly, there was a ring at the door. Now, who can you see in the picture? Sophie's mummy said, "I wonder who that can be." Now look here, we've got a man, and this is a van, and he's got lots and lots of bottles of milk. He's called a milkman, and a long time ago, when I was a boy, people used to get their milk coming in a van like that, and the milkman brought it to your doorstep. And Sophie's mummy said, "It can't be the milkman because he came this morning." Now there's a boy there, and he's on his bicycle, and in his basket he's got some food, and he's come from the grocer's, which sells food, a bit like Asda. And it can't be the boy from the grocer because this isn't the day he comes. Who do you think that is? And it can't be Daddy because he's got his key. We'd better open the door and see. Who do you think it was at the door? Sophie opened the door, and there was a big, furry, stripy tiger. And the tiger said, I'm going to use a deep voice for a tiger. "Excuse me, but I'm very hungry. Do you think I could have tea with you?" Sophie's mummy said, "Of course, come in." So the tiger came into the kitchen and sat down at the table. Sophie's mummy said, "Would you like a sandwich?" But the tiger didn't just take one sandwich, he took all the sandwiches on the plate and swallowed them in one big mouthful. And he still looked hungry. So Sophie passed him the buns. Here are the buns. They're like little cakes. What's the tiger doing? But again, The tiger didn't eat just one bun, he ate all the buns on the dish. And then he ate all the biscuits and all the cake until there was nothing left to eat on the table. So Sophie's mummy said, would you like a let's put those sounds together. Drink. Would you like a drink? And the tiger drank all the milk in the milk jug and all the tea in the teapot. And then he looked round the kitchen to see what else he could find. What's he got there? It's a saucepan. He ate all the supper that was cooking in the saucepan and all the food in the fridge. It's the fridge. Look, there's a cupboard. What's he doing in the cupboard? And he ate all the packets and tins in the cupboard. And he drank all the milk and all the orange juice and all Daddy's beer and all the water in the tap. Then he said, thank you for my nice tea. I think I'd better go now. And he went. Look at Sophie's mummy. Can you see her? How do you think she's feeling? Look at her face. I think she's feeling sad too. Sophie's mummy said, I don't know what to do. I've got nothing for Daddy's supper. The tiger has eaten it all. Can you tell your grown-up why Sophie's mummy was feeling sad? And Sophie found she couldn't have her bath because the tiger had drunk all the water in the tap. Just then, Sophie's daddy came home. How do you think Daddy's going to be feeling? So Sophie and her mummy told him what had happened and how the tiger had eaten all the food and drunk all the drink. And Sophie's daddy said, I know what we'll do. I've got a very good idea. We'll put on our coats and go to a cafe. So where did they go? That's right, to the cafe. What time of day do you think it is? Look, there's the moon. I think it must be night time. So they went out in the dark, and all the street lamps were lit, and all the cars had their lights on, and they walked down the road to a cafe. And they had a lovely supper with sausages and chips and ice cream. Look at Mummy, what's she doing there? What's she got in her bags? In the morning, Sophie and her mummy went shopping, and they bought lots more things to eat. And they also bought a very big tin of tiger food in case the tiger should come to tea again. But he never did. And that, my friends, is the end of the story. Should we have another story tomorrow? I'll see you then.